The French community in Israel has been devastated by last week's terrorist attack, which took place at a Jewish school in Toulouse. Liora Zacharie, a French immigrant, led a press conference in Jerusalem on Sunday with Avraham Azoulay, the chief editor of the French Revue, Petit Hebdo. Zacharie said that this tragedy occurred because of the current conflict in the Middle East and a lack of knowledge about Israel. These, she believes, are the reasons for anti-Semitism.
To express how upset we are, how affected and how offended we are to see the degrading situation of the Jews of France. There is a very large French Jewish community in Israel, and we are appalled to see how the Jews are now afraid. They're afraid to leave their house. They're afraid. They take their kids everywhere they go. The children are attacked in schools, back from school, in the metros. People cannot express their Judaicity, their being Jewish freely. They cannot wear a kippah on the street. They're just afraid to be who they are. And we wonder if at the 21st century this is a situation that is acceptable. One should have, thought that after the tragedies that the Jews went through throughout history, after so many years and centuries, things would have changed. And I would have hoped personally that a country such as France, which is, it's not some kind of jungle. We're talking about one of the main countries of Europe, a country which had the revolution, which spoke of equality, which spoke of brotherhood. And I see that France today is very far from those values. And on the opposite, I see other values sneaking in. I see a lot of extremism. I see a lot of hatred. I see that people cannot speak freely, cannot just, be who they are. And we feel that this is very much a result of the incitement that is taking place from the French media, which is very, very biased against Israel in all of its reports. And we find this very dishonest. The role of the media is to relay information and not to invent information and not to be judges of situations. And we reject this very, very sad situation that is happening today, where Israel is being depicted and displayed as a devil. We are talking about a country where the Arabs, I'm talking about Israel, where the Arabs have total freedom. They can walk freely on the streets, they can work freely, they even are part of our parliament. And I think this is the place in the world where the Arabs have the most freedom than any other countries in the world, including and especially over the Arab countries themselves. And I think that to depict Israel, which has done so much in so few years of existence for the benefit of the world itself in terms of science, in terms of technology, in terms of medicine, in terms of agriculture and culture, a country which has brought 10 Nobel Prizes to the world. I don't even think that all the Arab countries altogether have even brought as many prizes as that. Israel is always thinking about the world and for the world and to embetter the world. And so are the Jews of France, who have contributed so much to the growth of France. You can look into the lawyers, the doctors, the professors, in the movie industry, everywhere you look, the Jews have been so active and so productive for French society. I don't think this is the treatment that they deserve. I think it's very sad that we have reached a point where a gunman just, kills, puts his gun on the head of an 8-year-old child, takes her by her hair in the middle of the street. And this is, this does not happen by chance. I think it is time for the French media to make an introspection and to look at themselves in the mirror and to ask themselves, is it really what I want to do as a journalist in my life? Is it really what I came to do in this world? To falsify information, to stage, sometimes to even stage scenes such as the El Dura, this child who was supposedly killed by the Israeli army, and which has been proven at the French court as being totally staged. And just to remind you, this is what led to the second Intifada, which has brought about thousands of casualties on both sides. So it's time to stop here and to think really seriously as human beings where we want to go, what we want to do, and what values we are really defending. What values are we really supporting by supporting the Islam and its extreme, the extremist Islam and militantism. And the reason why we wanted to have this press conference is to say that as French Jews who live in Israel, we do not accept to be quiet anymore. We do not accept to see what's going on and to see this injustice taking place, this biased stand taken by the French media. We reject it. We feel it's dishonest. We feel it's an emotional and intellectual manipulation of the naivety of the French population, and we want to scream from our hearts and to put an end to it.